Durgayai Namaha. Today, an important topic I would like to present. Many times people say when you do a bad thing or you failed in some, you have blundered, if not mistakenly some action you have done, then what your elders will say or your friends, what happened to your brain? Ni buddhi emaindi in Telugu. So the reason for this is our mind is not developed the analytical abilities to that extent in a constant way. This is known as in Sanskrit Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. It was mentioned by some many times by Premji Siddharji in Telugu scholar in giving while giving lectures on Bhagavatam. Vyavasayatmika Buddhi means, what does it mean? Here I want to analyze. Our brain or our buddhi to function very, very properly, it has to be sharpened, okay. But why the word Vyavasayatmika Buddhi it has been called? In Vyavasaya means literally agriculture. How a farmer is doing agriculture, if you analyze, the same thing is applicable to our cultivating of our brain and its senses. Before a crop is, a seed is kept, before raising a crop, what the farmer will do, he will clean the soil and then he will pour water, he will remove the weeds, he will put some fertilizers and then see that proper sunlight is there and proper season, rainy season or season he will select and then he puts the seed. Then that is Vyavasaya. Similarly, if you want to do a good idea or good thought, your mind should be pure enough to think. A good idea will come only when your mind is not agitated and very pure. So to have that kind of things, you have to remove your bad thoughts and bad ideas and your wastage of time in that particular way. What are the weeds? Weeds is nothing but negative thinking which you have got it. Whether I can do it. Whenever you want to undertake any work, whatever be the thing I call it, the first thing is you yourself may get a doubt whether I can accomplish or not. Number one point. Even if you have got 50% feeling that you can do it, the moment your family members or anybody nearby, they say, if they pour some cold water, you can't do it that much, then it gets, that negative thinking will go. So these weeds of doubt and your doubt on your own capability, on doubt on your own knowledge should be removed. Then cleaning the mind means you have to sit in a calm mind to obtain it. You sit in a calm place and do meditation. If you do not do meditation, at least sit in a calm place and take your proper rest, and then after proper sleep think of the particular problem, then it will be better. Then what my Paramhams Yogananda ji, my Guruji, was also telling in a similar way relating to Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. It is a waste of time to use the power of thought to obtain things that are not important. No, our thought process, our time process, both are limited. The thought process is used in kind of entertainment, excitement and unimportant things, whether we go to that mall, this mall, what I have to do for lunch, what I have to do for dinner, what I have to talk to that friend, or what WhatsApp messages I have to send and what I have to receive it, how others are feeling, they are telling yes or no, they have liked it or not, what kind of thought process you entertain and waste your time in the process. It is Swamiji is telling, it is a waste of time, waste to use the power of thought to obtain things that are not important. Learn to remove the weeds that you have grown in the garden of the mind. So in this mind, so actually a professor in Vizag was telling, I can't remember a new subject because I'm already having filled with so many old subjects. That was one point he was telling. Second thing he was telling, I can't remember certain telephone numbers, other things, because I call it junk and I'm not bothered to remember all those things. Some people go on remembering all their useless friends and their numbers. They go on boasting, I know the mobile number. Why you are taxing your mind on kind of things? One of my friend told, why you write down the numbers on a book itself and keep it. Why you go on wasting your talents on remembering and boasting that you remember the names? Try to remember something better. Either it is a health or wealth or whatever, God, that is ultimate sense. Those things you try to remember it. Aim for high goals. Swami was also telling. I don't want to say what is your high goal. You should have some constructive, capable ideas. That is good. Make your mental garden so beautiful that God would like to come. That is for spiritual purpose, my Guruji was telling. But in a normal way also, I clearly say, when you are having peace of mind will come. That itself is good enough to develop you confidence and gives you the encouragement and gives you the strength to do any constructive activity. If you want to have such a mental garden, pure garden, blooming in the soil of wisdom, you must make your life simple. Because if you are having too much worried about your body, my body is not okay, it has to be beautified all your time, whether it is ladies or gents, if they go on wasting their time in dressing up and making their thing, coloring and whatnot, and we're ironing the clothes and we're selecting which one will correct, which not there, it's a sheer waste of time. And matching boxes, matching shoes, if you endless kind of things, if you go into that, you are lost. And so if you make your life simple, Paramahamsaji was telling, our ancient Indians, they are very great. They were having one lungi and normal things. Hardly they were having any extra clothes. Simple clothes. And that's enough. And that is also cotton. That is good for the health. Nowadays, terracotta and terry wool, whatnot, it is all, that is not required. By doing everything consciously, not absent-mindedly, you can analyze your activities, then choose what is important and cut out non-essentials. For example, I developed this point, it is essential. But you do allow the things to do in its own their own way. You get up, okay, talk, look there, here and there, and go around and see the garden and see the sunlight. If any dog is going outside, see, ho, 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 you enjoy, and then come back and either you talk or fight with your family members or try to talk to your friends, and another breakfast, then go on, then helping preparing for the lunch, and then taking the lunch, and then taking rest, and then entertaining with the TV. And you have wanted to do so many things. I want to do that creative work, right? Or I want to pick up some slokams. I want to do some banking activity. Everything is gone. A routine way the things are going on, and the time is lost. At the end of the day, if you analyze, I wanted to do many things, how the day has gone. So Swamiji was telling, it is a matter of concentration. If you concentrate on your routine, unimportant, simple things which could have been avoided or which can be delegated, then you get time to do some constructive activity. I call it meditation or doing some constructive activity. If you are teaching something to the people or helping the people, that is good enough. Not only thinking of yourself and your family, try to see in a bigger perspective. As soon as you are through with your duties, Swamiji was telling, withdraw your mind from them and employ it in other creative pursuits. It is up to you. It is all. Here, I have to develop this point. Everyone is a product of environment and heredity. My Guruji was also telling. Write down your thoughts and aspirations daily. Everyone should learn to analyze himself dispassionately. What you are, not what you imagine yourself are. Most people don't change because they don't see their own faults. They don't want to see their own faults. Whatever you have done, you can undo. It is not a slogan. My Guruji's strong point. People may think sometimes, oh, it is all easy to hear, but I can't change it. It is very difficult for me. I cannot change whatever it is. I have developed this bad habit, kind of things you will entertain in your mind. By reading good books, we can alter ourselves very quickly with strong determination. Of course, with meditation, wonderful. If the subsequent to that, I am calling to the normal people who are not indulging or not taking care of meditation activities. At least if you read inspirational books, definitely it will strengthen your things. How many poor students, you take the case of Abraham Lincoln, In a log of wood in the forest, wherever he worked along with his mother, instead of asking labor money for his labor, he never asked money. In return, he was asking some good books to be given. So that is how he picked up. So it is where there is will, there is way. So the time factor and using your talents in a purposeful way, he had developed it to that extent. So simple living, I don't have to say Mahatma Gandhi how he lived simply. Simple living and high thinking, that should be the goal and aim of everybody. To eradicate a bad habit, apply full strength of your determination to counter that activity. Suppose, I will give an example. Suppose we are taking a lot of tea. It happens with me also. One of my employees told he was taking only water. I asked Mr. Shah, how you are managing? Sir, whenever you feel like taking tea, you gulp a hot water, boiling normal hot water, your feeling will be subside. The same thing I was telling to one of my relative who is addicted to kind of smoking. Whenever you feel like you have water, so that will postpone your thing. Even if you want to munch so much in between the teas, a lot of snacks, better have water. So that will, you try to think of some activities which will go away. Suppose you want to have hot drink, you have green tea instead of normal tea, or you have Horlicks in place of that. So you change from a bad habit to a good habit. Suppose you want to watch TV, you can't live without watching TV, let us say. Earlier you were seeing thrash sceneries, TV or TV things. Now you try to see Bhakti TV or some scientific explores how they have gone to solar energies, how it can be tapped, how oceans can be improved, how kind of things, how you can improve your health, how to live, what type of food to be taken, calorie, a variety of things are available. You can, what type of exercises can be undertaken to improve your eyesight, to reduce your body weight, reduce your cholesterol, your lifestyle. All those things you can use the time in a constructive way by going into the TV, those articles, economic articles, you can hear the lectures. So that will improve your language as well as thought. But most people do not have, Guruji was telling, a good habit with a proper determination, you can definitely bring out the change. It will take some time. But what the problem is, mostly people do not have the patience. They try some days. Let us say, I want to reduce my tea. Few days I try to take little water and try to reduce my tea. Then I think I can't do it. I will give up. But you continue. My Guruji was telling, have faith. You continuously apply that you want to reduce your tea. You can slowly you can reduce, if not completely avoid it. Have faith, that is more important. And everybody be consoled with my statement, Guruji was telling. That means every act that you are doing can be undone by you. That is what Bhagavad Gita was also telling. Atmani Atma Uddhara. Your own soul is your own friend or enemy. So it is not you can't blame somebody or some situations. Environment may be a factor to an extent, but ultimately what matters is your will, your determination to conquer that habit. Unless this is what Swami Vivekananda was telling, awake, arise. Unless you do kind of thing, that it won't come. For that, motivation is required. The motivation, who will give it? Mostly, to be frank with you, I am giving from this particular video, from my own conviction and experience, I am talking this point. In Telugu it was there. Of course, you may not understand, but I will, for the people who know Telugu, I will tell. Yavaro vastarani, yedo chestarani, yeduru chuchi, mosapokuma. That means somebody else will come and somebody will help, and some situation will come and they will try to help you, they will try to lift you. Don't have that kind of expectations. And unless things are improved, then I can do it. It is like somebody was sitting before the ocean to take the bath. He was telling, if the waves subside, I will take bath. That never happens. So that becomes an excuse for him for not taking any activity. So don't have kind of things. If what is the inspiration, what the motivation you need is, motivation means actually what is the meaning of motivation? Somebody else is motivating you. So what is self-motivation, how it happens? I call it inspiration. How you get it? By reading good books, or good books also, if it is not available, paper when I was working in the bank, the spiritual thought was coming in every paper in the middle page, somewhere in a small way, a spiritual tree in Times of India. Some articles, almost invariably I was reading that every day. Though my Guruji's books are there and they are self-sufficient, still I was reading, because every day you have to read the same positive thinking, so that the positive thinking will be reinforced. Otherwise, what happens is, oh, you have read it, you have forgotten. And you got now bad ideas and bad friends and your friends are talking nonsense. Oh, ye nahi hoga, this won't happen, that won't work, this won't work. You are hearing negative things that may work on you subconsciously, consciously also. So you get rid of that kind of things. What happened is, though you are situated in a negative environment, or if I call it, if there is no positive environment, you can't remain in the status quo also. So in the life, to go ahead, you need some positive affirmations to work on you, despite yourself having it also. So in between also you read some spiritual kind of things, or statements by top people. Plain living and high thinking should be your goal. People seldom learn true self-control. Self-control, self-analysis. True self-analysis is not happening. In management, they call it SWOT: strength, weakness, and opportunities, and threats. But this is not the place for me to analyze that. You should know your strength and go on boasting about the strength only. But you have to improve on your reducing the weaknesses. That is important. Opportunities are very less, but don't bother too much about the results or opportunities. You people, management say you go on trying for the opportunities, you try, but don't too much attend for that particular one and have anxiety and kind of things. But threat means, and opportunities, I go like this. Everybody in the society, it's a fact. Today, yesterday onwards, we are hearing in the Bollywood, in all situations, in the offices, in the music industry, there are always lobbies. When you want to come and take a position, suppose you want to give a lecture, suppose you are an advocate, a junior advocate, a senior advocate won't allow you to take the position that easily. He will put so many blocks between you. So what happens is, some opportunity you will get it. I will give one example in the life situation. I know a case where one of our senior relative, who was an advocate, a junior advocate under a senior advocate, who was arguing a case of a chief minister. The senior advocate never gave an opportunity to my relative advocate, who is junior to him. But getting all the notes and everything done by him, and he puts it up and he takes the cake. Everybody will say that the top advocate only takes all the cake, and he was lauded. But it so happens one day he was sick and he could not go, and the case hearing came, and reluctantly the senior allowed my junior advocate, Vadlamudi Gopala Krishnamurthy, our relative side, he was deputed to take the case of Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister, Brahmananda Reddy, earlier ex-Chief Minister. And he won. Then he gets the full name after that. The point here is, when an opportunity is given, because everybody sees the threat, you won't get the opportunities. But when opportunities come, you have to encash that. If you cannot do it, it is of no use. That is what we call it in Bhagavad Gita. Yatra Yogiswaro Krishna, Yatra Pardho Dhanurdaraha. Tatra Sri Vijayir Bhuti Dhruti Nitir Matir Mamaha. Here, that means today, in managements also have seen in the colleges in Bombay, every principal or lecturers, they will have their own relatives and kind of known persons to be called as a guest faculty. They won't give that opportunity to you that easily. So what happens is, let us say an example. Somebody wants to, a lecture is scheduled tomorrow on stress management. The expected regular faculty had fallen sick and could not come. Suddenly this man, the principal, gets nervous and then looks to the people, and suddenly he will call A, B, C, D people, whether you can take up. One fellow says, give me 1 week time, sir, I will come. Another fellow says, give me 2 days time. If third time, if opportunity given to me, I will say, I am available tomorrow itself. That means your preparedness that matters. So how you can shape your things also depends upon your own determination and your doing it. Time is not a constraint. Even with the less time also, if your willpower is strong, you can sit 1 hour, 2 hours late and prepare yourself and can definitely do the things. So your ultimately your thought pattern, your willpower, your determination, your positive thinking reinforced by reading good books and inspirational meditational kind of things, then you can shape up your life. So and then you will be happy. So don't try to get happiness by pursuing entertainment and excitement. This is the bane of the new generation. WhatsApp and TV with 100 channels, every minute with breaking news. There is nothing break, but you go on thinking what else is coming, what else is coming, and with the result you are lost. You are glued to your chair. It becomes sedentary, and you develop all body ache, what not it is. So happiness comes by three things. My Guruji was telling: by meditation, by reading good inspirational books, and by surrounding yourself with good people. So these are the words. Vyavasaya Atmika Buddhi means it won't come overnight. You have to cultivate it. Paripurnananda, another saint in Andhra Pradesh, was telling, this is there, of course, in every Upanishads. Guru means the spiritual guru I am referring to. He will polish the disciple by in the various principles of yama, niyama. That means samskarincha badina buddhi. That means samskar karega. That means he will be his culture. He will be culturing his culture of the disciple. He will decipher what you call chisel the stony disciple into a beautiful personality. So the personality won't come overnight. It has to be developed. In Bhagavad Gita also this point is mentioned in one of the sloka. Krishna himself says, Senai Senai. That means slowly, slowly. Never happens overnight, the result won't come. So you have to make. Don't be disappointed with half-hearted measures. But Guruji was telling, have faith on this particular, it will work. But slowly, continuously try. My conclusion again is, continuously read every alternate day, every morning or evening, particularly the moment you get up or before going to sleep. Read 1 or 2 minutes. Don't entertain yourself or argue your time in showing off yourself also, your so-called egoistic activities. I am doing these things, you may call it, this is out of my ego. It is not my ego. It is only, see, I have read it in the Bhagavad Gita. If you can, then everybody will have tamasic, rajasic, sattvic qualities. You cannot sit continuously meditation all the time. Maybe at that level, if I reach, that is a different issue. That may happen with saints. But in normal human beings, that is why I am wearing this kind of shirt. And if I am talking to you, if I wear a yellow robe like Swami, then see the people immediately says, oh, he is a Swami, he can do it, I can't do it. It happened with my Guruji also. A senior disciples already who are in the monk stage, they went to my Guruji Paramahamsa Yogananda and asked him, Sir, bless us that we get some peace of mind automatically, enlightenment will come. You make the effort, my Guru said. The moment he said it, then this disciple told your Paramahamsa Yogananda, Sir, you are Yogananda, you are great, we cannot be that much great. So you have to help us in giving a shortcut by putting some hand or by sending vibration automatically, I will be automatically enlightened. My Guru laughed and told, I made the effort and came to this level. You have to make the effort. It is the case with you ask anybody who has gone for IAS examinations or who have toppled the exams. They made a lot of effort. Then they came. And you want the result overnight? No. So these are the issues. So vyavasayatmika buddhi, the mind goes in the wrong directions. Okay, now and then you may be what you call toppled. Here, Bhagavad Gita, one more point is also to be mentioned here. The desires which are coming due to ego nature, whatever it is, these desires, some are good desires, some are medium desires, some are bad desires as such. Here, desires are emanating, how they arise, it is from the senses. If you are looking through the eyes, you will be attracted to have that kind of thing. You want to see it again and again. You see some good food, good fruits, you want to buy it because you have seen it. Or you saw some good article in the neighbor's house, you want to buy that article again because you have seen it. You have heard a good music or good performances, then you want to hear it again and again because you want to hear. You have tasted a good food, you want to go to that place again and again, have the food. Like that, it continues story. Senses are the first seat of the desires. Okay, then comes AC. For skin, for AC, good AC is required. Then, if the senses are controlled by the mind, what is mind? Mind is nothing but a kind of accumulated thoughts of the person which has developed either in the earlier life or in the present life, or he has developed a kind of things, what we call it his character ultimately. So this mind controls the senses. Suppose you want to do some mischievous silly things. If you do like that in the society, people laugh. Is it not? Then your mind says don't do that, you will be laughed at. So mind controls the senses to an extent. But if mind also gets polluted by the senses, sometimes senses are so strong, they are like horses, and mind is like what you call the charioteer. So if you do not control them, the horses will take you anywhere. So the mind can also be pulled by the wild horses if the mind is not applied. The point here is mind should be always alert. If mind is not up to the mark, you will be carried away. Let us enjoy. Somebody is taking you in the examination time. Let us go to the film. Somebody says it's a very good film. Yeah, only 4 tickets are available. You for a minute your mind is lost, and examination time I should not go. All are going, why should I not go? This kind of things will come. Rarely it is available. The tickets are luckily available. So you are tempted. So the mind is not working out because senses have carried out. Then if the mind, if desire is filled with the mind, then it is difficult. Then if the mind also is under the influence of the desires, then there is another bigger factor, bigger controller of the mind and senses, that is buddhi, the brain. That is what we are referring to here, the vyavasayatmika buddhi. There we are. If these two desires control the senses in the first stage, then the desire becomes so strong that has influenced even the mind also. Then it also controls your brain also if the desires are so strong. So, for example, how to say, you want a 12th class girl in West Bengal saw a 5th class girl carrying a iPad. She wanted to steal. That was the desire because she wanted to have that iPad. That is senses because she has seen it. Then the mind, let me have it, somehow I will have it. I will somehow, she the child, I can somehow steal or something I can do. The brain, somehow I can manage that particular girl. She killed the child and took it. So the desire for that particular thing ultimately influenced the senses, then the mind, and then perverted into the brain, and then did it. Whenever many people are doing many bad things, which is all because of that. Even educated fellows will be doing that. Even the persons who are reading Karma Yoga, who is reading Bhagavad Gita also will be tempted now and then. But it is all temporarily they will be deluded, what we call it. But the damage may be happening at the time, may be sometimes reversible, may not be reversible. If you do things under the influence of temptation, a bad thing, it is very difficult later on. You have to face the music. So these are the issues that have to be taken care of. I give you one simple example here to draw an analogy. Of course, the horses or the senses, they have to be controlled with the reins, mind, and the man that controlling Sarathi, the man, the dweller, the man who runs that particular chariot, he is the brain. I give another, this is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, but let me give my own example, how yesterday night I was thinking of that. Senses are like police constables. If they take bribe from the people just like that, I have seen the rich ladies in Velaparle, when they were driving, the constable will find them in wrong places and collect some 50, 100 rupees like that from them and makes easy money. Then it goes to some people may complain or may not complain to the inspector. Then the inspector comes to know this is happening. Instead of he cheating and controlling the constables, he also allows them to take 500 rupees bribe and he takes 50% of that, because he also wants to make a fast money. So he's influenced. That is what I call the constables are senses, and this man inspector is what I call mind. Then ultimately these two people are controlled by commissioner of police, let us say, or deputy superintendent of police, DSP, what we call it, third man. You will call him as a brain. Suppose a big person like a film star was going in the wrong direction or hit in an accident, then it is a jackpot. If you allow that man to go away, like Salman Khan, whatever it is, you get a lot of money from him for leaving him. So even the DSP may be influenced. So like this, the temptations may come in a desire to have a kind of things, and the type of desire may, if it is intensified, it may pollute your brain to that extent at the lower level, middle level and higher level, what we call senses and mind and then the brain. So you have to cautiously analyze where your mind is there. Though if character is lost, everything is lost. Temporary benefits are not the things. Ultimately, the values that matter. My principal wrote a book also, I liked it. Not MBA, MBO, management by objectives. It is all nonsense, I call it. Though I'm a management student myself. Management by objective means by hook or crook, achieving the results and target. People are fed up and they are ending in diabetes. Management by values, MBV. Object will be achieved sooner or later, but the quality that matters. You take the case of Infosys. They were having quality at one point of time. That made them great. Ultimately, it is the values, the character that matters. For that, you should have a good brain. That is why vyavasayatmika buddhi. You have to cultivate, you have to samskar, you have to chisel your brain and constantly improve that particular thing by simple life and proper self-analysis. By continuous reading, self-inspirational way, you won't get anything from outside influences. That is more important. That is one example definitely I want to say before I close this topic. Probably I may give a separate speech on motivation, but let me say at least one point. When I was a faculty member at the age of 30 in Staff Training College, Syndicate Bank, Hyderabad, I was not given so much of a faculty training, so I have to take sessions. I was developing sessions in my own way. What the turning point was, the moment I got down, I happened to see a paper in the paper. The Hyderabad chapter of management is some Sahu Rangnekar, one top management consultant. I forgot the name. He is from Tata's, if I am correct. He was delivering a lecture. I immediately went after 6 o'clock. After 5 o'clock, my sessions are over. I went by my scooter and went there. They have offered samosa, tea, everything. And when I went into the classroom, it was a wonderful spectacle to see a man in 55 or even 60. He was catching the microphone like a singer and virtually dancing and giving a wonderful presentation on motivation. That changed my life like anything. He was telling, you can't, you take the case of Maruti Suzuki cases, he was telling. Maruti Suzuki, when they started at Chandigarh or so, the plant, they wanted to bring that Suzuki man from other country. The director came and he was garlanded everywhere and he was shown the place where the factory was there. He saw at the ground level workers are there and second level